These things are quite funny. You go live if you go through Zoom before it even shows up on Facebook there. And so
these things are quite funny.
It's been a bit of a joke to try to get to the Facebook before it starts chatting away in the background, repeating what I've just said. Anyways, welcome to another Readings and Healings with Monika Dena Huppertz. I'm Monika Dena Huppertz. And of Whole Heart Energy Healing. And today, I was going to talk to you about some of the experiences that I've been having with this nifty little device. And actually, it's not even my device. It's the frequencies of this device has been sent to me by a friend. She's actually over in Scotland, and I'm here in Edmonton, Alberta. And I have been an energy worker for many, many years. I've used energy in my classroom as a teacher. Usually I put my hands around like a little kid's knee when he fell down in the gym or something and he's got a boo-boo, and running energy in between, and the child would have almost an instant recovery, and would, say it tickled or it felt warm or cool or tingly or something, and then off the bench she goes and back into the game. I remember once on the on the playground how somebody, one of the kids was saying, "Oh, Miss Huppertz, you got to go see this kid. He fell down." Oh, okay. So I go running on over to where this child is on the ground. They're playing soccer or a game like that. And as my training was, I did that. I moved the energy in between my hands, felt it going, and then put, I think this was a shoulder this time for him. And it was feeling off, he just bumped it real good. Of course I checked to see, is he okay? Is there anything dislocated? No, it wasn't the case. He just needed a little bit of self-reassurance. And this poor little guy didn't know me because I was fairly new at that particular school. And so I'm just putting my hand there and I'm talking to him, trying to get him to focus in on something new rather than his hurt shoulder. And one of my students knew what was going on because that was commonplace when we were in gym class or something. And my student said, to the little fella there, "How are you feeling now?" And the little guy was, "Oh, I feel better. It's really good." And somebody said, "Well, my teacher does this. She can make your boo-boos disappear." And another little boy who was not in my classroom kind of looked at him. All teachers could do that. And to me, it was a very funny little story. Cute little guys. But it shows, I've been doing energy work for a long time. And when I've been, feeling down or I've got a pain or something, normally I can get through it. Every once in a while, I've come across something that on myself, not so much others, but on myself, has been a little more difficult to get over. And I had hurt my back, and this was one of the hip. I had hurt my hip and found out that I ended up having rheumatoid arthritis in it. Extremely painful. And I could get the pain to recede, but not go away entirely. And I was telling this to one of my clients there, and she says, I've got this neat little device. Let me send you some healing energies on it. And I'm going, a device? I hadn't heard of this yet. And so I go and, okay, thank you very much. I'd appreciate that. And she starts sending me what she was calling energy frequencies. Being an empathic person, I sense these, I feel them, and I'm getting this buzzy feeling. And I said, well, what is this? And she says, it's a little German device that has been out on the market for, I don't know, a year or so, maybe a couple of years, at least in North America here, perhaps in Germany a little longer. Research has shown that there's been other devices that have been sending out frequencies to the people. And certain doctors, physiotherapists, chiropractors, they were using it in their practices to help their patients get better. And this device was called a Healy, Healy, Healy. And okay, so thank you. She's sending me this, and it was only a few minutes at a time. She says, I'm going to send it to you for the next little while and see how you feel. Meanwhile, my success rate for myself was kind of going up and down. And when it's up, it's great. I can move, I can walk, I can do what I need to do. But when it's down, there are times when, I need a chair in the bathtub so I could take a shower because I can't stand. My back, my hip was hurting so terribly that I couldn't hold myself up without being in agony. At least sitting down, it wasn't as bad. And I ended up having to ask my sister sometimes to help me put my socks on because I couldn't bend. Like, it was that bad. So I had the highs, I had the lows. Well, as it was doing its thing, I could sense a little difference in my body. And she was running these things she just called programs. One was for acute pain. And then she also did a few diagnostic ones. And so she ended up picking other frequencies or other programs that sent out different frequencies to me so that I could experience whatever the Healy Device was saying, this person really needs that. And she didn't need much information to connect with me energetically. She asked for my full name, date of birth. I think that was it. I don't think she asked for a picture. I'm pretty sure that was it. And if there was one other thing, I don't recall right now. But what was interesting was, I know I was getting these frequencies being sent to me. And I was feeling an increase in my capacity to do more. It was also helping me with just a better feeling of happiness. When you're in a lot of pain, it doesn't take much to destroy, that normally chipper or a happy-go-lucky kind of a feeling in a person. At least that was my case. And in being so in such quite pain, it certainly knocked me on my keister. So when she was sending this, I could feel more relief in the pain. I could walk longer. I could do more work around the house. I'm a retired teacher now, so my business now is the energy work, and I'm able to sit and do computer work like you see me doing here. I do Zoom work with my people, and it's okay if I'm sitting, but the minute I move to get up or move around, then yeah, not fun at all. So I'm noticing this difference, this increase in like the pep in my step, and the ability to have a longer stride. Because when I was walking and in pain, my steps were very, small. And then when I was getting more of a healing going on, I could take longer, more natural, more normal steps. And that felt good because, I wasn't walking like some, a person that had less ability. And it was uplifting that in itself. I'm going to be 60 soon, and I was feeling like I was 1,000 years old. That's not the way, people in my family have been. We've all been pretty active people. I'm not saying, taking the bike trails and all that kind of an active, but, we do our job, we do our work, we do the household stuff. Like there's always stuff going on. And all of a sudden, I found myself unable to do the simplest of things. I couldn't stand at the sink for very long to do the dishes. Like I was saying, in the shower, sometimes I needed a chair so that I wouldn't fall over, or at least have some support while showering. It was really difficult. But within a couple of weeks now, it's been two and a half weeks. I think so, 2.5 weeks of her sending these frequencies. And I noticed that there was this joy that came about as well. So I really appreciated that extra bit of pain relief and that extra bit of taking the negative thought processes away. I find that if I'm in pain, then everything slides. My thinking will slide to feeling, I don't know, maybe sorry for myself a bit, but definitely not me. I'm usually upbeat, happy-go-lucky, very accommodating, and all of a sudden, I'm not doing those normal things for me. And that bothered me, not to be my authentic self, that I was cocooning in and trying to conserve energy, trying to protect myself from the pain. I couldn't lift my foot off the ground. My right hip would just go into spasms of pain if I lifted my foot off the ground, let's say, 3/4 of an inch. It was so painful. I could lift my knee up a bit, so I was able to, step over, do the steps and so on with pain. But that little bit was the interesting part, and it was difficult to just enjoy life anymore. So here it is 2 weeks later, and I have been able to not only lift my foot up that little bit and greater amounts, kind of like, it was almost like doing a plank, you could stay it for so long and then you fall, and then you can stay longer, and because you're gaining your strength in your arms and your feet, and then fall, and then longer and longer. And so that what was happening. I realize now that it's been several years that I haven't been able to cross my right leg over my left leg and put my own sock on. I would normally cross my left leg over my right leg, put my sock on, but to put the other sock on my right foot, I ended up, I'd be sitting down, bent over, and trying to lift my toes just ever so slightly so I could sneak the sock under there, or I had to call my sister over, one of the two, and get help. But you know, if I was doing it myself, that's as far as I could go. And now, you know, I'm standing in the shower. I can move my foot over. I can scrub the bottom of my foot. I can take long walks again, and so on. So it's been a godsend. So if you're looking for something to help you ease your pain and so on, this might be a little device that you can try. I know I'm very good at helping other people, but when it came to helping myself, even getting help from other energy workers that I am friends with, we do energy exchanges and so on. I get some benefit from their work, but not so much. And so it's been difficult. It has been very difficult. But with the advance of this Healy technology, it's been wonderful. My friend, the one that was sending over the frequencies, she fell down and ended up hurting her ribs. So she was using her Healy device on herself. Makes sense, right? You're in pain. You're going to take in, you know, all that you can to help yourself. And she wasn't sending the frequencies to me. And I was noticing for a few days there that my ability had diminished and diminished and diminished. There was still some good things that stayed the course, but as far as pain went, the pain was increasing. So I thought, well, I'm gonna see how she's doing. I was checking up on her. Of course, I was sending her off good, helpful, healing energies to help her with her progress in her healing. And that's when I got the reply, I'm sorry, I haven't been sending these frequencies to you because I've been using it on myself and I've been out of sorts. And so I'll be sending them to you again, the next day kind of a thing. And sure as shooting, this is what was happening. And now that the Healy frequencies have come back again, I'm noticing less and less pain, more and more ease of movement, and so on. So now, Black Friday, Healy had a really cool offer. And if you bought this certain model, you could get upgraded to the top model. They have 4 price points: a $500, a $1,000, a $1,500, and a $4,000 one. And all the devices are available. The first 3 also need to come with a subscription. So after you buy your device, you're still paying a monthly service fee to get, I'm not certain which it was. You get so many with the device, but then there's a, hi June, there's this subscription fee. But the Black Friday sale was, if you bought $1,500 unit, you would go and get the $4,000 unit. You would get upgraded to that. And hi, Mel, good to see you. And there are no additional fees once you get that unit. Well, I just found out December 1st. So yesterday, I found out that Healy is extending this offer. I don't know if it's for all of December, but I know it's a good part of December. And I am, excited to share that with you because, again, if you buy the $1,500 unit, you can get upgraded for free to the $4,000 unit. So, and there's no monthly fees on the $4,000 unit. Hi, Jackie. Hey, thanks. Yeah, it is. It is amazing. I am so fortunate that my friend, like I said, she's in Scotland, I'm in Canada, and that frequency, I could feel it. And it's not like I had to have my computer on. I didn't need to be hooked up to a machine. I didn't need, Dr. Ho pads on me, that kind of a thing. It just came because of the way that they've programmed this awesome machine. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I mean, I care about my audience. I want the best for you. And this is something I would wholeheartedly agree that this is a good product. After only a few weeks, and I can move the way that I can move, despite all my own energy work that I've been doing, or the energy work that others have been doing. It's amazing. So I'm just thinking, how much better am I going to be in, say, another week or two from now? I've been experiencing pain for years in this hip. It's actually part of the reason why I ended up having to leave my teaching job. I couldn't stand for very long periods of time in the classroom. When it came down to doing supervision outside, every once in a while, I found myself either having to sit on the park bench or stand up against a wall. It's been no fun, no fun at all. And the doctors say, well, we can't do anything about it. And they know that I am not a person to take, a myriad of pills. And so they said, well, that's all you can do. You can try physiotherapy and all that. Well, that's lovely. When I was doing that, it would knock me out for, almost a whole week, because I'm being moved, and that arthritic area is bone on bone or whatever it is that's happening there. And it was horrid. It was just horrid to go through all that pain, trying to do something to help myself be stronger, do more. So then I started opting more to do more at home instead of doing the physio. And I found that, even the little exercises that I was doing, hip stretches and I was using, and I still do use, a chi machine, which is a neat little device. It sits on the floor. You put your ankles in this little divot, and then the machine shakes your feet back and forth, which shakes your legs back and forth, which gets into your hip, and then actually the rest of your body. The idea is it's oxygenating the blood. And this chi machine was equivalent to doing the rebound things, those little trampolines that people were buying and jumping up and down to get the blood flow. And that's a really good way to, keep your body young and healthy and fit. And so I inherited that from my father when he passed. He was using it, and it was helping him. He ended up getting Parkinson's and dementia and so on. But in the early stages, that machine was helping him and keeping him vital. But Can only do so much. Anyways, but I use that machine now, and it's just part of my exercise routine, has been for a number of years. But this Healy machine, to be able to come off of that horrid feeling of always being tight, and it's like the body is on constant alert. Pain does that to you. It sends out a stress signal, and we all have experienced stress where, you know, we're tight, we get agitated and so on, and you know, when you're in pain and you've got this body feeling, it does a number on you. It does a number on your psyche. Yeah, June, it does move the lymphatic system. Absolutely. Yeah, the Chi machine does. CHI, Chi machine. I believe that's this one. But this Healy device, I don't know. I hope to be able to get one myself right now. I have limited funds, so I might have to be one of those people that waits for the next sale. And I know my friend isn't going to be sending me these frequencies forever for free. You know, she did agree for, you know, several weeks, and you know, that's more than fair. But to have such great relief in such a short amount of time, it's amazing. And of course, being an energy worker, I'm going to deal with those frequencies in yet another way. So once I realized that there was more things going on, and what I mean by that is when I'm in less pain, I'm able to think straighter, right? I'm able to deal with whatever it is that is kind of, you know, hey, there's something wrong here, there's something wrong there, and programs came up to be released, emotions that were held in the body were being released, and then I could deal with them in my woo-woo way to help. And so that helped the Healy do even a better job and get at the deeper layers. And my friend keeps sending a variety of frequencies my way. So not just for chronic pain, but there's been things for anxiety and a few other things. I guess the Healy machine said, you know, she needs this, that, and the other thing. And so, you know, Christine was accommodating that way and sending it my way. But I just had to tell you guys this, because if you have the funds, or, you know, you can get together with you know, someone in your household or someone in your family, and you know, split the cost of a device. Well, $700, let's say, if you go with 2 people, $500 if you're going with 3. You can get this machine, and it comes with these attachments that will help you on your physical body. One of them is a watch, and so I think at the back of their Healy device, not my watch, right, of course, but their Healy device watch, there is a conductor that will read the pulses that are in your skin and your your pulse, and can read what's going on in your body. I understand that there is nutritional substances that the Healy device will say, you know, you're missing iron, you're missing this, you're missing that, and can give it to you. You can buy it in the store, of course, right? But this device can give these nutritional supplements energetically to you in the amount that you need. Like, that is amazing, absolutely amazing. So that's something that I'm looking forward to utilizing. It is, how is it going to help me with my health, better than my health is even now. So I look forward to that. So, but anyways, that's my spiel. And I want to thank Mel and Jackie and June and everybody else that's listening in. Give it a try. I have some information. I have a code that you can opt into and get all this information, and I will put that code in here. Just trying to think where I have that code right now, and can give you that information so that you've got it. And no, that's not it. I'm just looking quickly on my computer here, and I don't seem to see it, which is odd. I know I cleared off my desktop because I tend to put all my stuff there. Oh my goodness. And I don't see it. But you know what? I will look for the post, and I will put it in this thread here so you can find it if that's what you're interested in. And honestly, it is well worth your time. It is well worth your money. I don't ask people to spend their money lightly. It's a big deal. Yes, Mel, I'll send you the code for sure. Absolutely. It's a link, and then you can look at the various devices. But it's amazing. It is just a mini. Cat's clawing the furniture. It's an amazing little product. Like I say, there are others out there. I was listening to something on YouTube, and some of these devices that were new on the market back then, one was $60,000, one was 58 or something like this. Everybody was, I guess, at that time being competitive. I mean, everything is frequency, right? We are frequencies. Everything is energy. We are made up of energy. And it only makes sense to me as an energy worker. I can see how this works. Every once in a while, I can even see the flow of energy. It hasn't happened too often, but I have on occasion. Very exciting. And so I know that there is that ability to be helpful, and when it's guided and directed, that's even better. So I hope that this little spiel that I had gives you something to think about. I will find that link and put it in here, and Mel, I will PM the code to you for sure. And I just wish you all the best with this. If you have questions, don't be afraid to ask. PM me, or put the question here in the chat, not a problem. And I will get the answers to you. And if I don't know the answers, I will ask someone who will know the answers, and I can share that information with you at that time. I hope that helps. Before I go, is there any other questions you may have? I'll wait for a moment and see if you are interested in this. But yeah, if you can, get together with a family member, best Christmas present ever. A gift of health. Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, it's a good thing. I know that it will be of benefit. Definitely will be of benefit. They have YouTube channels with testimonials from different people. If my story didn't entice you, sorry, that's not the word I meant to say. Inspire you is the word I tried to say. If my words didn't inspire you, perhaps one of theirs will, because there's various ailments that people have been going through, whether it was physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. There might be a story similar to what you're looking for relief from, and then that would give you the information that you're looking for. So not just based on mine and what I was going through, but on your needs, of course, right? So y'all, I'm going to say good night. Good night, June. Thanks. And God bless you all. Monika Dena Huppertz of Whole Heart Energy Healing, wishing you a very wonderful start of the month. I understand there's another eclipse coming on. More interesting frequencies coming our way. Anyways, and wishing you the brightest and best. Take care all. Bye-bye. God bless. Bye-bye.